Hi Aries, this is Teresa from Tarot by T, and welcome to June. I'm getting ready to do your reading for June, and let me bring in some good energy to surround this reading. Welcome to June, and I want to say thank you everyone for your comments, and thank you for subscribing and liking this channel, and also thank you for those of you who've ordered readings. I'm happy to serve. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Aries. So, what does Aries need to know for the month of June in love and life? What important energies are coming up in the month of June? We have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 9th. And a new moon in Cancer on the 23rd. And that new moon is going to be an emotional one. It's connected with Mercury and Chiron, or Chiron. I'm not sure what the right way to pronounce that planet. Anyway, what does Aries need to know for the month of June? What's coming up for the month of June for Aries? In love and in life. Okay, let's see. The Page of Swords, the Hierophant, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Strength card, the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Hangman, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so the Page of Swords in the center, that could be a card of checking into things carefully. It's a card of messages. Pages, when they represent people, it could be a young person. But since it's in the center here, I think it more or less defines you. So you're going to be checking into things really carefully in the month of June, and you have to be careful with your communication. The page also can represent spying and gossip. So be careful what you say, be careful what you hear. You may not be hearing, I don't know, there's a challenge with the Page of Swords. You may have a message to deliver that's difficult or that's challenging, and you may be involving authority, because the Hierophant is crossing this card. So the Hierophant represents sharing your wisdom. It represents ancient teachings. It can represent organizations that are very strict and rigid and not open to change. So you might be dealing with any one of these things. You might be dealing with someone who's very stubborn, or you might be dealing with people who are not open to what you have to say, or people who are very conservative. And so you have to be careful how you communicate in June, because the tendency might be for you to be overly forceful in your opinions, and it could land you into trouble. Because you're dealing with people that need to be, you have to just carefully, gently communicate your message and not try to be too impassioned. An alternative meaning could be that you're the victim of gossip or spying, that people are checking you out. Checking into details. So if you're applying for a job or something, they might be looking at every detail. If you're in a relationship, if you've just entered a relationship, you need to carefully look into this person, because it may be that you don't know all the details, or you don't know all the facts. The Eight of Cups in the past is a card of walking away from something that you once cared very much about, but it's no longer serving you. So it could be a relationship that is just, seems to be having problems. Maybe you're just not feeling the love anymore. Or you're feeling that whatever the work you're doing or whatever you're involved in, you feel like it's not speaking to you anymore. It has no meaning. You're wanting a new adventure. You're wanting something that's more exciting. So it could be a thought, you're having thoughts about even changing your residence, changing location. Because you have a travel card here, which we'll get to. And you have the Five of Cups too, which is also regrets. You might be like reevaluating your life and thinking about what you've lost. And you're focusing on your losses. You're healing from the past, or you're thinking about the past. Instead of focusing on what's good in a situation, you're focusing on what's not working. So while the Hierophant can mean, you're wanting to do the right thing, you're wanting something more stable in your life, you're wanting something, you might be dealing with people that maybe feel stifling. Maybe you feel like you can't express who you are. You can't be yourself in a situation. And you have to follow all these rules, and it's becoming very restrictive to you. Sometimes the Hierophant could also represent dealing with like hospitals or institutions of some kind. Education, religion, teaching, learning, hospitals. But in any case, with these two cards, I feel like you've maybe, either you're thinking about leaving a relationship or you've left a relationship. And you might be having regrets. It could also mean that you might have another chance with someone. You've recently had a chance to patch things up. But somehow you're feeling like it's just not working. No matter what you're trying to do. And maybe you have some regrets on how you've handled things in the past, and a part of you is feeling like, well, I don't know, maybe I totally lost my chance in this situation. But with the Five of Cups, there is still some hope. It's not completely over. Usually when you see that when you have the Ten of Swords, and you don't have that. With the Five of Cups, there's still hope. There's still two cups that are filled. But you're not looking at what's there. You're not looking at what you can salvage from a situation. You're just looking at what's lost, what's been gone, what's spilt. So you might be dwelling on a past relationship while you have someone in your life now who is available to you. You're not looking at that person. You're thinking about maybe something that you've lost a long time ago that you walked away from. And you've been carrying this heavy burden. Because you have the Ten of Wands here. So you've been working, either you've been struggling with a problem, or a relationship is feeling like a burden to you. Or you've been having heavy responsibilities and you just want to put them down. You're tired of the struggle. With the Strength card coming up in the future, you have some emotional things to deal with. There might be some psychological things that are blocking you. And this is a card of learning to tame your emotions, to tame that wild side. Because a part of you wants to just overreact to things or wants to do things without thinking of the consequences. And the Strength card is like, calm down. Don't be so forceful. Don't overreact. Don't go over the top in your communication or in your behavior. Because then you might have something to regret. So you have to just calm. If you're angry about something, you need to tame that anger and learn. And you might have to go for counseling. There might be some kind of psychological issue that you're dealing with because you have the Nine of Swords here. And that's a card of mental stress. Where you're up at night worrying, imagining all these problems that could potentially go wrong. So I think what you're thinking of is you're wanting to try something new. You're bored with the routine, and you're wanting to break free and try something new, maybe even change your location. Maybe move into a new job or move into a new location. Or even a new relationship. But a part of you is worried that, okay, what if it's a mistake? What if I regret this, you know? But maybe the person you're with is just too conservative. You feel like they're blocking your energy. You can't be free around this person. They're too, you want to have fun, and they're not being very fun. If you're in a relationship that's having problems, counseling would help. If you're single, you might be thinking of moving on. Like if you're just dating, or you know, you're not in a serious relationship, you might be thinking of leaving someone for someone else. Because I feel this, here's the Hangman here. The Hangman is giving something up for something better. But you're not really sure about giving it up. It feels like a sacrifice. If you want to move to this new location, it's going to be a sacrifice. So you might have a friendship or a love relationship that's, you know, it's okay, it's got its problems, but you really want to do this other thing. And moving away to do this other thing, you're going to sacrifice a lot. But you feel like, you know, you have to do something, that you're in this rut you have to break out of. And you're really torturing yourself with the decision. But now you have the Three of Pentacles here as the outcome. The Three of Pentacles, you're going to be moving into a better situation as far as the career goes. So if you're thinking of moving to take advantage of a job opportunity, it might work out very well for you. But it will be a sacrifice. You will be feeling sorrow over what you have to leave behind to reach this goal. So if there's a relationship that you're thinking of moving away from, it may feel like a sacrifice, like, okay, but to get to this point, I have to give this up, and I don't really want to give it up. So the Hangman is very frustrating energy for an Aries, because it means you have to be patient. Things are going to work out. You just have to give it time. The Three of Pentacles could also mean the fruition of, you know, that you might be going through a relationship that has problems now, but if you work at it and if you get counseling, you can achieve success in about 3 months. So you just have to be patient. Things are going to start opening up. But it's hard for Aries because they have a tendency not to be as patient. You know, you're really feeling restless right now. You're like, I've got to do something. I've got to get out of here. I've got to move. I've got to... there's this, like, I need this adventure. I need a change of scenery. I can't take living here anymore, or I can't take my life anymore. I need to shake things up. Especially since you have Uranus in Aries right now. Everybody under the sign of Aries is feeling this restless energy, because Uranus wants to break you free from past habits and past things that have been holding you back from being your authentic self. So you're feeling this energy of, I want to be me, but you're having to deal with authority, or saying, no, you can't do this, you know, rules and regulations, or conservative groups, or conservative partners. And that's been stressing you out. But I would say that you can... This sometimes can mean also connecting with someone from the past. So you have this potential. You had a chance to connect with someone from the past. But it's going to involve work. So if you want to resurrect an old relationship, a past romance or love, you can save the relationship. It's not it's not like it's over, or you can't, but it's tricky. It involves careful communication. It involves work. You know, taking the responsibility, committing to the relationship, because this is a sign of commitment also. And it also can involve looking within at some of your own blockages, your own emotional hang-ups that have been getting in the way of connecting with someone. So if you can do the work and you want to make the relationship work, you can do it. It will take time, it will take effort, it won't be an overnight thing. But it can be done. So my message for June is get in touch with yourself. Look deeply within. Get counseling to find out what's standing in your way. You know, how are you being your own worst enemy in some ways? How are you out of control in some ways? What do you need to, you have to learn how to get your needs met without anger, without overreacting. Learning how to be calm, learning how to be patient. It's a lesson. Learning how to consider other people's needs. And because I feel like there's some emotional issue that's been blocking you. And you have to work on that. And once you get a grip on that, you can achieve the success of the Three of Pentacles, which is the outcome card. This is a great card. It's a card of recognition. It's a card of promotion. So it could be a new job, or at least recognition in your current situation. But it could also mean success in terms of a relationship too. If you do the work, you can salvage something. It's not complete. It's not like it's over. But it does you need to calm down that restless energy. And look at what you have that's of value. Because another thing about the Hierophant, it's something that lasts. You maybe have something that could last a long time, that could be stability for you. But you might be in an impulsive moment wanting to throw it away. So that's why you have to take a few deep breaths. Don't jump. Consider what your losses are. Consider your actions before you jump. Consider the outcome. Sometimes when things are not working, people just want to say, oh, throw it out and start over, and you bring your baggage with you. So you have to get rid of your baggage before you start something new. Otherwise, you're going to face the same problems with the new situation. So that's another thing with this card, is to look deeply, not only at others or within, but also within yourself. Look deeply. Look at the details. Look within. Consider carefully. You could be a challenging person. Maybe you're the person who's difficult or challenging. So it could be that you're either dealing with someone who's challenging, or you could be the challenging energy. And if you do decide to get involved, to have some counseling, to examine your blockages and overcome them, you can be very successful with the Three of Pentacles. You will see success. You will relieve some of that mental stress that you've been going through. And you'll be able to put down your burden. So this is my reading for June. And I hope this was a help to you. And enjoy June. I hope you have a good month. And I will talk to you again in May. Okay, thank you, Aries.